tell you one important thing. ಉರ್ಮಿಳಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ
Good afternoon, one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, faculty, and students, a warm welcome to this insightful talk session on achieving problem solution fit and product market fit. We are honored to have you all with us today. I would like to extend a special welcome to our resource person to the day, that is Dr. Venkatesh N., the Professor and Head of Department for Mechanical Engineering. We also have Principal of our college, that is Dr. Nagesh HR. We have our Professor and Head of Department for Computer Science and Business Systems, that is Dr. H. Manoj T. Gadiyar. And we also have one of our professors here today on the dates, that is Ms. Pooja Kini. As we embark on this enlightening session, let us commence with a brief invocation, a shloka. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Meaning, Om, that outer world is Purna, full with divine consciousness. This inner world is also Purna, full with divine consciousness. From Purna is manifested Purna. From the fullness of divine consciousness, the world is manifested. Taking Purna from Purna, Purna indeed remains because divine consciousness is non-dual and infinite. Om, peace, peace, peace. I now request Pooja ma'am to floridly welcome our principal, Dr. Nagesh H. Now, I kindly request Dr. Manoj Gadiyar, Head of Department for CSBS, to welcome our esteemed resource person for today, Dr. Venkatesh N. Thank you, sir. Now, without further ado, I invite Dr. Venkatesh to take the floor and share his valuable insights with us. We eagerly await. Sorry for the slight inconvenience caused. Now, I would like to request our principal, Dr. Nagesh HR, to share a few words of enlightenment. The day is yours.
Good afternoon. So respected dignitaries on the dais and up the dais and my dear student friends, you have taken a excellent theme for the day. Correct. So achieving problem solution fit and product market fit. When your HOD Professor Manoj Gadiyar invited me for this activity, a recent as a customer, I think almost a week back, I had a real problem. If you do not go as per this theme, if you develop any solution, maybe it may be a software solution developed by IT professionals, or maybe any other type of business you are going to have. Let me share my real experience. Around 15 days back, I have ordered for a cupboard to my bedroom. So I have ordered for some agency. So they have come to my house. They have taken the measurement. 3 or 4 people had come. I am the customer. 4 people had come for taking the measurement. And after 1 more week, they called me, sir, your cupboard is ready. Can we ship back to your house today evening? I said, yes, you come after 5:30. They came. So when they entered my house, they did not come with the cupboard. I mean, what we wanted to, I have ordered for wardrobe. They came with the cupboard. Okay. Then they shifted inside my house. So first question I asked, what I have ordered. I ordered for wardrobe. You come up with a cupboard. Then they were they were trying to justify. Initially, they said the person who has taken the measurement has not come with us today. Then I said, you come with that person only. After 2 days, they came. And again, I had asked the same question to him. What you have prepared? Is it a cupboard or a wardrobe? He has no answer. Then they were trying to justify that wardrobe I have ordered is just it is costing around 65,000, not for a small money, 65,000. They are planning to justify themselves. Then I told him, because another few years back I have set a wardrobe for 1 more bedroom. I have showed him, if you are able to set up these 2 cupboards as a wardrobe which is already available in my other bedroom, you do it. Otherwise, you take the cupboard and leave within next 15 minutes, you have to go out of my house. The second option they did. How can they convert a normal cupboard into a wardrobe? It's not possible. That is why you have taken the right team. This is very, very important. Whatever the solution you develop for the problem, so this team is very, very important. So I thank our professor for taking his valuable time for giving insight into that. So try to interact with the resource person. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, without further ado, I invite Dr. Venkatesh to take the floor and share his valuable insights with us. We eagerly await your words of wisdom.
If I put it up, I can click now. The slideshow. Wait for slideshow. No, one minute. Fine. Good afternoon, all. Do we have a mic? A spare mic? So let us be ready so that whenever I ask anything, I want you to answer. I think it's a small hall, very easily audible. See, first of all, before we get into or delve into this topic, should all know that you are not just computer science engineers. Even though many of you, or most of you, would have joined because you did not get a seat in computer science engineering. Yes or no? Right. But having joined CSBS, you should make something. You are a different apart. You are not just computer science engineers. You did not, even though you have joined it by chance, not by choice, but you should make a difference to the external world. When you sit in front of an interviewer, when you face the world, when you face an outsider, they should feel that, yo, they are not just computer science engineers. They are a little bit different than computer science engineers. In that regard, we are trying to make you aware that you belong to a branch which has a huge scope after your graduation, not only for your career but also for the entire society. Okay, so in that regard, problem solution fit and the market product market fit. This is a very prolonged session. It may not be possible for me to cover the entire session in one class. There will be different parts. Okay, that's why we were planning to have that on 24th and 31st. 31st is there, but it will continue. If required, we may take it to your next semester as well. Okay, so because when it's not just for the sake of conducting the class I am conducting. There will be lot many practical sessions. You need to work upon. You need to come up with a solution. At the end of this workshop, maybe 3 classes or 4 classes or 8 classes, I do not know. Depends on your support to me. So at the end of the class, you will come up with a solution for a problem. Okay. So to continue, there will be. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಇದು ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಮೌಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಇದ್ರ ಮೌಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗಿ ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಾ ಅದು ಮೌಸ್ ಇದ್ರ ಮೌಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ See, you are try to understand. You are here to learn something. I am here to tell you something. And that is the first thing, problem solution. If you have not realized the problem, you should realize that there is a problem. And I am trying to give a solution. If there is no fit between you and me, the entire session is a waste. Yes or no? Right? Okay. If I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes to solve this problem. How many of us really do this? Do we really do this? Whenever we get a problem, what do we do first? What do we think about? We think about the end solution. The moment a football player gets ball into his leg, what does he think? Exactly, yes or no? The moment the batsman throws a bat, 6 only. Right? That is the first mistake. That is the first mistake. Who has said this? Not I. You know this great person. Okay. And funny part about this person is, the moment he changed his job, the attender comes and asks, do you need anything else? He doesn't look into any other part of the office. He just looks at the corner of the room and asks for a bigger dustbin. Okay, that is how he worked and he has excelled. Okay, so this is what is required. What is that achieving the fit? We have a product, we have a market, and we need to make the fit. And why is that required? And how do we or when do we say that there is a fit between market and the product? Just principal was explaining his case now. Unless or otherwise, that's the first thing. When your customer recognizes your value proposition and takes action, obviously, he has made my job much easier. Whenever a customer, if the customer doesn't accept the solution, there is no product market fit. See, for example, you prepare the masala dosa. All of you have eaten masala dosa, right? Not the masala dosa of the canteen. Okay. Canteen, let me take the example of canteen masala dosa only. Is it a good product? No. Okay. Is it a quality product? No. Wrong. First, I agree. Second, I do not agree. Why I do not agree with you? Now the question, doesn't it have any customers? Whether that masala dosa has customers or not, it has. Whether it is good or bad doesn't matter now. Do you agree with me? As long as it has customer, we call it as a quality product. I asked you, is it a quality product? And all of you shouted that no. But I proved you wrong. Why? Because it has customers. Idiots like me, like you, do not have any other choice but go and eat the same, curse the person, curse the canteen, but still continue. Morning go to have tea. Next day again go. I think he has got the patent for that tea. Nobody in the entire world prepares such a wonderful tea. And in fact, it's not a tea. I call it as a sugar paisa. See, this is what is necessary in a product market fit. Okay? And the goal of the process is to test and refine your value proposition until you get fit across 3 stages. There are 3 stages of that fit. It doesn't happen overnight. Product market fit, you just take any product for that example, any product. Is there anything that you can tell me that it happened overnight? A product got fit into the market overnight? It's highly impossible. Okay? So let us get into the first stage. First stage is the problem solution fit. First stage in any invention or innovation or whatever you call, there should be a problem. Apple fell on Newton and Newton's law came into existence. If jackfruit had fallen on his head, nothing would have come from it. We are the poor fellows, we have to study all the Newton's laws. If instead of apple, jackfruit had fallen, all of us would have been very happy. It did not happen. Okay, let us keep it aside. This is the what customers want, what are others not offering, what do we want, what are our capabilities. Customers want XYZ and I produce ABC. Absolutely wrong. The same thing what I said. Masala dosa. Take the example, let me come back to the same example of masala dosa. Whether it is good or bad, doesn't matter. If I have a choice, then I reject that product. As long as I do not have a choice, I have to accept that product. That is what it says. What do we want? What are our capabilities? That is his capability. What do we do? That is his capability. And we don't have a choice but to go for that. When till 1980s, 1990, which cars ruled the Indian roads? Correct. Second, Maruti 800. Then one more. Huh? No, starts with P. Premier Padmini. Right, Premier Padmini. Premier Automobiles Limited, taking the license from Fiat. They were producing Premier Padmini cars. And during last year's Akriti, the first car that entered the auto show, I was looking like this, and everyone was looking like that. We were expecting from BMW or Audi or Merc. What entered first? Does anybody know? Remember? Ambassador entered first. And that is definitely it is a eye catcher because it is not available on road, no? Right? But where is Ambassador now? Where is Premier Padmini? Maruti 800 is still there because they changed according to the expectations of the customers. These two people did not change. That is what it says. This is my capability. This is what I am going to do. You accept or reject, it's up to you. People had choice. After 1992, the entire gates were open to other cars. All cars started rushing into Indian market. These two people had to close their shops. Maruti 800 could meet because it was not just Maruti, it was Maruti Suzuki. Even today, but we never take the name of Suzuki. We always prefer to go with Maruti. If somebody says the moment they change the name from Maruti Suzuki to just Suzuki, bet from my side, the car will fade away. Even today, Indians love that car just because it is Maruti. That name is still there in our household. That's why we still prefer a Maruti. We always say, I bought a Maruti car. We never say that I bought a Maruti Suzuki car. Sir? So that is why they are also very, now to start with 51% with Maruti and 49% with Suzuki. Share. Now 70, 90, 80% of Suzuki and just about 3 to 4% of Maruti. But still that only the symbol logo has changed from M to S. If you have observed that old Omni cars, 800 cars, you can see that M symbol was there. Now it has been changed to S. Except that all are same. Is the achievement you have the evidence of the job, pains, gains that customers care about. Maruti cared about customers. They had pains, they had gains, they cared about customers, they survived. These people did not. They failed. Coming to another sector, scooter sector, which ruled the Indian roads. Huh? Which Vespa? No, Vespa, yeah, I agree, but more than Vespa. Chetak, right? Hamara Bajaj, right? That ruled. Where is Bajaj code? Now they are trying to introduce with EV. Chetak is coming back with EV. No, at one point of time during 80s, if anybody buys Bajaj Chetak, they used to beam with joy and say, I bought Chetak today, as though they have got a Rolls Royce car. So that was the fervor, that was the craze about Bajaj Chetak. But when it had to be stopped, because the bikes were getting into the market, and they survived because they changed to bicycle. Today, for your information, I don't know whether you know this or not, the entire African continent is ruled by 3 bike manufacturers. The entire one is Bajaj, no, TVS, along with Honda, which was along with Honda, Hero, TVS and Bajaj. 90% of the entire African continent, not of just one country, the entire continent's market is ruled by 3 Indian companies. No other company is able to compete with them. These things are happening. Why? Because of the customers. Then you need to see. Don't think that being a mechanical man, I'm not talking about. Maybe I'm talking about automobiles, but I'm talking about automobiles because all of us know about automobiles, right? And whenever I say product, it could be a software product or it could be a hardware product, or it can be coming to one software products example. Windows 95. 95 were you born? No? Okay. Windows 95 was the first icon based what do you call? Not software. Operating system, OS, right? It was the first icon based operating system. Till that point of time, everything was keyboard based. You have to use lots of arrow keys and everything. First scrolling down. Windows 95 was the first to introduce icon based, mouse based OS. People loved it. Within, as I said, is there any product which came in, which was accepted by the customer overnight? Yes. Windows 95 is one such product which the customers accepted overnight, but it was not released overnight. It was accepted by the customers overnight. Looking into the success of Windows 95, MS introduced Windows 98. And the product flopped miserably in the market. Miserably. The people who loved 95 rushed to 98 at the same level, but when they started using 98, they found it's horrible and it's a total disaster. And they rejected the product, and many of them jumped back to 95. And MS did not have a choice but to withdraw entire 98 and come up with 2000, Windows 2000. Okay, why this happened? Simple reason: greedy. MS, riding on the success of 95, thought that whatever customers are given, they will accept it. Masala dosa. So unfortunately, people were not like us. They had a choice. We will reject it. They rejected it. So that is what happens if there is no, if you are not valuing your customers. That's what you need to know. Whenever you come up with a product, whenever you come up with a solution, always value your product and value your customers. If you do not do that, what happens? Let us see a problem. What is the problem? Yeah. So what would be your solution? If I serve this, see, this person is coming, as I said, very thirsty. And what is expected? Water is more than sufficient. But if I serve with variety of hot beverages, see, coffee, tea, everything, hot beverages, who will purchase? Who will get that? We will reject. What does that say? There is no problem solution. Problem is also there. Solution is also there. But there is no fit between this. This should not happen. I'm trying to explain what is the relevance of problem solution fit in the as simple as possible. Right? So this is when you design a product in future. And remember, having entered business systems doesn't mean that all of you should become entrepreneurs. Even if you are in a company, if you are an employee, when you are working on a project, when you are working for a client, remember that. And when you are working for a customer, unless or otherwise the customer is satisfied with your product, he is not going to accept it. And there will be many meetings. I'm on a call. You might have heard people telling that. What is that call? That is nothing but interaction between client and the developer. That keeps on happening nowadays because of the advent of information technology. Life is much easier. At one point happened that was not at all possible. So people had to send that, take it to the destination, give the demonstration. All those things used to happen then. But now the life has become much easier. Okay. So let me take one more case study. Funny thing, but still very serious. And it is a real picture. And I am totally worried about this person, poor fellow. Funny thing, but very serious. these police constables standing for hours together when VIPs come. Haven't you seen? And no one will offer them a chair, and moreover, they cannot sit also. They cannot sit, they have to stand. And by standing like that, if something goes wrong, all their anger will be passed on to our public, poor fellows like us. And we cannot blame them because they have to stand in like that for hours together. And this problem was seen, again I'm telling many a times, problem need not have to be told to you. You can see that and you can come up with a solution. This was seen by Professor Chakravarti, who is a professor in Indian School of Design at IIT Mumbai. Okay, he observed that. Can I come up with a solution? Normally, police sticks are either of cane, and nowadays it's with this one polycarbonate sticks because of its toughness, durability, and all those things. Cane sticks you won't see. Yes or no? It has been replaced by plastic sticks. He suggested so many shapes. Could be a oval one or round or seat type, handle type. Took all these sketches to the this one, the then police commissioner of Mumbai. Okay, now let us come to now a problem has been seen. Okay, a solution has to be put into that. What is the problem? Problem is police people finding it difficult to stand for hours together. It's not possible. Now, second stage is product market fit. And remember one thing, whenever you suggest a product, don't expect there is an overlap between market and the product. Do you agree? Yes or no? Will there be a complete overlap like this between a product and a market? No. Even if 5% of the product is accepted by 5% of the market accepts the product, that's a great. If that weren't the case, think about any sector for that matter. Any sector, whether it is IT sector, banking sector, how many banks are there? All banks are doing the same thing. Even then, so many banks mushroom. Garment sector, how many types of garments are there? Why? Because there is no overlap. Watch sector. You take anything for that example. Spectacles. You take anything for that matter. Is there any perfect overlap? It can never be. There can only be a small overlap. This is the first thing that you should remember whenever you come up with a product. Don't be under the impression that everyone will accept my product. It's not possible. You have to accept. That is the real truth, and you should be ready for it. Is achieved when you test your solution in the market and get a traction of your value proposition directly with the customer. When customer says, yes, wow, this is a great product. The moment one customer says, you cannot say that, everyone will say, wow, it's a great product. It's also not possible because only a partial overlap is there between market and the product. Right? But at least some overlap has to be there. Often there isn't a perfect fit. Remember, that proposal was taken to this person Sadanand Date, who was the Chief Commissioner, Police Commissioner of Mumbai. Okay, and they came up with a solution, which is detachable. You can detach this. Okay, and this is multifunctional. How it is multifunctional? Come to that, and it is lightweight. And one more funny part and wonderful part. They were, as I said, they were waiting for so many shapes like this. Which shape is better, and all those things. They were, as I said, there has to be this one. This has to be accepted by the customer. When you get a traction of your value proposition directly with the customer, customer should accept it. They did not accept any of the shapes. And it so happened, Professor Chakravarti was taking class like this. And there were shortage of chairs in that class. And one of few students were sitting on the handle of the chair like this. Okay, some of them had done this and they were sitting like this. And they sat for the entire class of more than 2 hours. They sat comfortably like this. Haven't we done this? Yes, we have done that. And when he was observing that, he looked at the shape of the handle. This is quite wonderful. Why can't I, when my student can sit like this for a long time, why can't I put this same shape into this stick? If you are feeling sleepy, I won't disturb you. ನಿದ್ದೆಲಿರೋರು ನೀವು ಎಬ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ನರಕ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಂತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ನರಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡಲ್ಲ. You understand Kannada? No, come. Wash your face and come. I'm not scolding you, I'm not blaming you. This is afternoon. You have eaten wonderful lunch at canteen. Patented lunch at canteen. I can very easily understand that. Okay, don't feel shy. If you are feeling sleepy, raise your hand, ask for the permission, go out, have a face wash, come back. Is it clear? Oh. Right? So when my students can sit for hours together like this, why can't policemen sit? That's what I'm trying to tell. Problem, solution, you need not have to wait for someone to come and tell you. If you observe keenly, solution will flash to you. And that is how this shape was developed. Look at this shape. This is almost same as that of this. Okay? And that was tested, see here, not by just one person. One person may feel it okay. It was tested for entire squadron. And all of them gave their opinion. And later they said, oh, this is a good product, we can adopt this. And immediately the third stage. When customers said, and this is a pilot. When you test it on the customers, can you test it on the 100% market? Impossible. And it will be a foolish thing to do so. If the product fails, it will be a disaster for you. So you have to test it on select people. That's what they did. Okay. And when they said okay, the third stage is business model fit. So now you have to go for the mass production, full-fledged production. How is it possible? So you have to scale it. Scale it in the sense you have to model that is scalable. What is scalable? Whatever may be the required quantity, you should be ready to produce that. For that, can you go on taking all the chairs and cut the handles and fix it onto that cane? That's not the solution. Okay, for that you have to go with molds. Okay, and prepare the required mold. Go for multiple things, and he asked for 2,000 such cases with handles. He was ready with 5 or 6. Having to produce 2,000 is not a joke. Okay, it has to be a full-fledged company for that matter, and mold has to be taken. And another important part about this is, okay, you would have seen many policemen, even the security guards, fix that on the floor and nap. Yes or no? Haven't you seen that? Even at ATMs, many security guards support it like this and then nap. That was a surprise. That was a surprise. Actually, he designed the cane for what? For sitting purpose. But policemen liked it very much because they could nap very happily. And not only that, there is one more usage which came out of this design, unknowingly and surprisingly for the designer. What could be that? That happens during riots, mob. Huh? So they try to push, yes or no? When they try to push, normally how do they do that? You hold the cane horizontally and they try to push, yes, so that 2-3 people can be pushed together. And when they are trying to do that, what is the disadvantage? Yeah, exactly, people will pull. Exactly, that's why they may even punch the policeman. Policemen are at risk. So that's why what do? They try to push it holding the stick vertically. And when they try to push it like this, it will definitely hurt the people. And as police, you are not required or you are not supposed to hurt the mob. That is a rule. Okay, just to send them apart. This design helped to do that also. This is Professor Chakravarti. See, now this is a little bit round shape and you can push the mob very conveniently and the people also won't get hurt. Right? So these are the things which come up unknowingly. When we suggest a solution for a problem, many solutions will come up, many advantages will come up unknowingly for the design. Okay, that's why when you have customers, when you spend as much time as possible in understanding the problem, in writing the problem statement, these are their problems. Okay, consequence if you don't spend time framing the problems. Any answer? What will happen if you don't spend time in framing the problem? If you said, many of you said that the moment a problem is given, we jump to solution. And now I have shown you the case study, I have given you many examples. What will happen? Why should you spend, and why would Einstein would have said I would spend 55 minutes on the problem and just 5 minutes on the solution? What will happen? Any answer? Let it be interactive. As I said, don't hesitate. Answer, even if it is the stupidest answer, I will accept it very happily because this is brainstorming. And especially during problem statement, you should not say that you should not restrict it for anything. You should always be as broad as possible. What would happen if you do not spend time? You may not understand the problem at all. That's a very good answer, right? Wonderful. Then, if you do not understand the problem, what is the consequence? Exactly, wonderful answer. That means you are giving a wrong solution for a right problem. As in, we saw that thirsty, but that's a problem. I did not understand the problem. I served him hot beverages. Solution is there, problem is there, but there is no fit. This is what is going to happen. We will focus on solving the wrong problems, as you said. If I do not understand the problem, we will be focusing on a wrong problem, and we will be keeping that we know that we know are not working. That means it's not going. I will be giving you so many solutions which will be obviously rejected by the customers. Customers do not want them, but I am trying to give them solution because it is acceptable to me. That should not happen. That is what is called as the traction. That is what is called as the traction between customer and product and the market. If there is no traction between product and the market, I will be giving solutions that are not acceptable. In many organizations, another important problem is cultural bias. I give you a wonderful, very funny example. I have been to one of the engineering colleges in Bangalore for such one of the occasions like this. They asked me to have breakfast, go to canteen and have breakfast. Okay, I went to canteen and I asked them for normally what do we ask? Idli idya, dosa idya, uppittu idya. These are it. Dosa ಏನಿದೆ ತಿಂಡಿಗೆ? ದೋಸೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಿದೆ? ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ I would have been very happy. I would have been satisfied. ಹೇಳ್ದ ಸರ್ ಮಟನ್ ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ ಇದೆ, ಚಿಕನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ವಿಚ್ ಇದೆ, ಫಿಶ್ ಕರಿ ಇದೆ, ಎಗ್ ಆಮ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಕರ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ನನಗೆ. Because the reason that institution has students for almost 99% non-vegetarians. So their people do not have a habit of asking for idli, vada, dosa and all those things in the morning. So that is why they are preparing. That is what happens. And when a customer like me enters such places, I will be totally, for them I am an outlier. Yes or no? For them I am an outlier. And he said, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ಉಡುಪಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಉಡುಪಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ, ಉಡುಪಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Oh, I had to go. So this is what happens with cultural bias. Many people do not produce a product because it is against their company organizations culture. I am not talking about the religion here. I am talking about the company culture here. They have a company. Many people see another wonderful example is Tata Nano. Tata Nano was the brainchild of Ratan Tata. When he came up with the Tata Nano's project, he said, what was the motive for him? 4 people, 2 kids, couple, riding on a bike, holding an umbrella in the traffic of Mumbai. And when he saw that, I am going to come up with a car at 1 lakh rupees. And he announced that. And after lot of publicity and all those things, they came up with a Tata Nano car at 1.35 lakhs. Basic model. That was not at 1 lakh, it was 1.35 and the top model was at 2.5 lakhs. People had booked the cars, they took the cars, but when they started using the product, they felt very sorry about the product. They were expecting a car at 1 lakh, first of all. Ratan Tata failed there. Second thing, and the product was not a great product. And if you purchase a basic model, whatever the problems you had while riding the bike during rainy season, same problem this car also had, because AC was not available in the basic model. You had to keep your windows open. When you keep your windows open, obviously raindrops will fall inside. So that people felt that this is not a car which we were expecting. That is there is no traction between product and the customer. Ratan Tata thought whatever I design is the ultimate design. Fine. He went with the car, produced, demand was there, later it started coming down. Then he had to retire from the post, and there was a mystery who will be the next chairman. And who was the next chairman? Cyrus Mistry was the next chairman. Mystery begins, who is the next chairman? That was the headlines in paper. Mystery ends as Mistry is the new chairman. Fine. Mistry was an outsider. He was not a Tata family member. Started with JRD Tata, then RJD Tata, then Ratan Tata, 3 generations. All of them belong to Tata family. Cyrus Mistry, an outsider. First of all, Tata company itself did not accept him as the chairman. When he came to that nano plant at Anand in Gujarat, again shifting that from West Bengal, that was a big thing. That was there itself. Huge loss was there. Nandigram from West Bengal to Gujarat. When he saw the product, he said he is going to stop that product. Then the tussle started between Ratan Tata and Mistry. That is because of the company culture. Tata has a company culture. I do the product not because of I earn profit out of it. I do the product because at least one person will be happy about the product. As long as one person accepts my product, I am going to send it to the market. That is Tata culture. But Cyrus Mistry, an outsider, said, I am a businessman. As long as this product is at loss, I am not going to continue. I am going to shed this. Ratan said, you either shut your mouth and get out of the company. And this tussle started happening between these two, and finally, Mistry has to resign. Mistry begins as Mistry resigns. Okay, that was the headline in newspaper. And later, Srinivasan became the chairman. Srinivasan was a Tata man. He was at the TCS. For 29 years, he was at the TCS. He knew what Tata culture is. Later what happened? When Cyrus Mistry said close the nano plant, Ratan Tata did not agree. When Srinivasan said the same thing, Ratan Tata agreed. Company culture. Company culture. He did not say close it. He said, let us replace it within another car. Tiago came there. They replaced the Nano with the Tiago. Then again Tata started earning the market. So this is what is very much necessary, and people, because of this cultural bias, that also happen. One size fits all. Whatever I do is will be accepted by everyone. So I am the Lord, so I can do anything. That is another thing. One size fits all. Is it possible? Impossible. Why there would be M, L, XL, double XL, and all those things. Right? This is the reason. So that cannot happen. Each one of us are different. 5 fingers are different. 5 people are different. We have our own choice. We have our own way of living, and it is absolutely expectable. It has to be acceptable. I cannot say, why are you doing this? No, it's not possible for me because you are a different apart. I am a different apart. Right? So that is another mistake if you do not spend too much of time on the problem. Okay, and this is what is necessary, my dear friends. The first stage. What is the first stage? Curiosity. It has to be there. If 10 people are standing somewhere, normally 3 sets of people I see. One set of people, what is happening? Let us go. They go there and try to see what is happening over there and take some charm out of that. Right? Second set of people, 10 people are there, let us escape from here. There may be some problem. Why should we get into unnecessary trouble? And third set of people are there, or curious about the crowd, get into the crowd, and if some clashes are happening, they try to avoid that clash and get punched. Yes or no? We have seen so many cases wherein a third person went to separate 2 people over clashing with each other, and he dies. Curiosity has to see for any product. As I said, if Professor Chakravarti did not have that curiosity, that cane with a seat wouldn't have been the case. That curiosity has to be there. That's why as an youngster, you should be, and see, remember one thing, just for the reason you belong to the computer science stream, Don't restrict yourself to that field. That is the biggest mistake you will be making. You need to observe everywhere outside. If something is happening there, you need not have to be an engineer again. As a human being, we can suggest a solution. We can suggest a solution. It's not that we have to be an engineer or we need to be super smart. Nothing like that. That's what as I said. When Chakravarti was taking the class, few people were sitting. And then he said, when my students can sit or ask together, why can't policemen? And he never thought that the policemen will be using it for mapping and pushing the crowd. He never thought that. That is what is necessary. That if curiosity is there, then will come the creativity. Then finally innovation. If curiosity itself is not there, if this eye is closed, can there be an innovation? Simple thing, yes or no? If our eyes are closed, if you are not curious about what is happening, just last year I had been to a farm, okay, at near Agumbe. There people were talking about drying their areca nut and their other agricultural produce. And during 2022, there was unprecedented rain during November and December. Anybody from that region? Shirsi, Agumbe, Tirthali region in this class? Okay. If you have any agricultural farm, if you are a areca nut grower, you might have faced that problem. Because of unprecedented rain, they lost the entire year's crop. They are talking. And we came up with when we studied the problem and we came up with a solution. We came up with a collapsible agricultural dryer. We never thought that will be useful for many other purposes. When we were discussing about that product, it's a collapsible product. You can expand that and you can collapse. A simple thing. And we have presented that in one of the national level innovation competition as well. It has crossed the first stage and it is going for the second stage. When we are explaining that at NITA University, one of the professors at NITA University from Fisheries Department, she was telling us this is a wonderful product which I can also use. So we never thought that it can be used for drying fishes. We were producing it for drying agricultural produce. And when I was explaining this to my sister, she prepares chakri, those things, okay? And she had to cover it and wait there because of monkeys and crows. And when I said this can be covered, this is a wonderful product, I also need it. So this is an example wherein we, as a designer, I never thought that this could be multi-purpose like that. Then first title was agricultural dryer. Then I added the word multi-purpose agricultural dryer. Because it can serve many other purposes. Similarly, last month I had been to another agricultural farm. There people were finding it difficult to de-weed. That means weeds will grow between two lanes of crops. So they were trying to de-weed it. And they were using agricultural machinery which they were not at all comfortable with. I came back, discussed with my colleagues, and we have come up with a solution, probable solution. We do not know whether it will work or not. Okay? And if it works, wonderful. Or else, it's not happening. That's what I'm trying to tell. It's not that I can do that. You can also do. Just for the reason I'm a mechanical engineer, that solution did not come to my mind. As a common man, that solution came to my mind. You need to be curious about it. Okay, once you are curious, ideas will come and finally you can test it and you can finally implement it. Okay? So this is what is necessary. Design thinking, 5 stages. First stage, whenever you come up with try to identify a solution, you need empathize. What is empathy? Does anybody know what is empathy? Can you tell? What is empathy? Understand the customer. Okay. Any other answer? Understand the problem. What is sympathy? What is empathy? Are they same or are they different? Different. Okay. What is sympathy? What is sympathy? Feeling. Oh, Papa. That is sympathy. Pity. I really pity about you. Okay. What is empathy? Okay. Here also you understand the feeling. You give a solution. Okay. See, for example, a person has met with an accident. Many people go, oh Papa. That is sympathy. And few of us may take that person to the hospital, give the first aid treatment. That is empathy. That means fit our feet in their shoes. That's what we term it in management. We need to fit our feet in other shoes. That means we need to take their problem as our own problem and try to provide the solution. So if I want to provide solution to a software developer, I need to fit myself into the position of a software developer. If I want to give solution to an agriculturist, I need to get into this. I need not to become a farmer. I should at least understand what is agriculture. If that is not the case, then a thirsty person will be served with hot coffee or tea. Okay, that should not happen. Okay, first it's empathy. Okay, no, two things: design the right thing and design the things right. Both should happen. Should not only design right thing, but you should also design the things right. Yeah, this is an iterative process, keeps on changing. First, you should feel empathy. Should feel, then you should think, say, and then do. So, for that analysis and synthesis, analysis should for 55 minutes of time, 1 hour will be spent on analysis, understanding the problem. 5 minutes on synthesis, means coming up with the solution. Okay. Now coming to the problem statement. 3:15. Okay, another 30 minutes. I will say how you should write a problem statement. Then we will go for an exercise. 5 W's, very famous. Okay. Whenever you have a problem, whenever you want to write a problem statement, you should remember this 5 W's. First one is the what. What is the focus of the problem? What is that problem actually? That is the first W. Then who is affected by the problem? Right? So many a times, am I being affected by the problem? Who is getting affected by the problem? So we need to, we need to give solution to that person. Yes or no? If it is not affecting me, I may not give the best solution. That's what I said. Fit your feet in other shoes. If you are not, say I am not a farmer. So I have to fit my shoes in farmers. Fit my feet in farmers' shoes. That means to whom? Who is getting affected? Next is the where. Where does this problem occur? When does the problem occur? And finally, why this problem worth addressing? That is very, very important. I will tell you one wonderful example. During Corona, which industries mushroomed? Everywhere. Which industries mushroomed? Correct. There, which product? Mask, one thing. Second, hand sanitizer. Where are these two industries now? How many of us last month the entire nation was talking about JN.1, that thing, this thing? Did we really bother about that? No. That means it will come who is bothered. And probably the reason could be these mask manufacturers and hand sanitizer manufacturers were having their product, they wanted to push it into the market. Government also tried to say that this is a very serious situation. All the people above 60 should wear mask and all those things. Did anybody wear? I asked my father. He said, he's 88. He goes for a walking. And mask happen over. And for my to make me happy, keeps mask in his pocket and goes. So this is what happens. Okay. And many companies mushroom, all those companies have perished. Reason? Short-lived. Yeah? Please? What is add anything you please add. This is what happens. See why this problem is this problem worth addressing? I tell you the case of that collapsible dryer. Okay. We had been to farmers. When we demonstrated that product to them, they were very happy. Sir, what would be the cost? We said it will be around 5,000 or 50,000. They said, okay, we are ready to purchase it. We manufactured the part, showed them to them. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಏನ್ ಮಳೆ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಬೇಡ. This is the reason. And that product is lying in our workshop. What happens? Is it that is the problem? This year, yes, it occurred. They were in dire situation. They wanted a product which will help them to come out of that situation. But when we took them the product, ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಏನ್ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಏನಂತ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ 50,000 ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? So that will also happen. So that is why is this problem worth addressing? Many a times we will see that yes, this is a very severe problem, but that problem may fade off within no time. And if we do not see that, we will be making a big mistake. Okay, and the last question here is, as I have spent much time on that, is that in 6th W, what, where, what, who, where, when, why. How is H? Okay, see, they are correct, 5 W's and 1 H, that is famous. But is H about the problem? What does it address? It gives the solution. Even this W also, 6th W also doesn't state about the problem. It's about the solution. What is that? Why is done now? Okay. Is it not important? Plan A, you should always be ready with plan B. Why? What if plan A flops or fails? Right? Volume. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಕ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಜಾಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಿಡು ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. Silence. ಆಡಿಯೋಗೆ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ಲಿ. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಬಾಲಿವುಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Yes, maintain silence. What if it is about what if?
All night long, and had their people to stop. What if I die? What if I close to the swimming pool? What if I get beat up? What if I start to cry? What if I get sick and die? What if I slump and death? What if green hair grows on my chest? What if nobody likes me? What if I lose? What if I don't grow taller? What if my head starts getting smaller? What if the fish won't bite? What if the wind tears up my kite? What if they start a war? What if my parents get divorced? What if the bus is late? What if my teeth don't grow in straight? What if I tear my pants? What if I never learn to dance? Everything seems well, and then the night time what if strikes again.
So this is what if. Okay. So lots of what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? But the difference between Western mindset and the Japanese mindset is this 6W. Americans and the Europeans, they never thought about the 6W, whereas Japanese were ready with the 6W. I tell you a wonderful story. When Toyota started, to start with, it was not Toyota, it was Toyota. Okay, it started in 1940. 1940 up to 1950. For 10 years, 1940 to 1950, for 10 years, they could sell hardly 100 cars. Hardly 100 cars. Okay, and then the management changed. They changed it from Toyota to Toyota because of the that numerology and all those things. It added two more strokes. You know how Japanese write their alphabets with so many dots and other things. Okay, so two, three strokes added and it clicked. When actually his name is Toyota, Taiichi Toyota like that. When he went to Detroit, Detroit is the hub of automobile engineers. All companies are there. He went to Ford and said, I would like to visit your company and study the company for a few months. And Henry Ford and Richard Ford were there. They said, what these people can do. For 10 years, they are not able to sell even 100 cars. And study. Whatever you want to study, you study. And you can never match up with us. He studied for 6 months. He went back and he said, Ford is the best car, but the only flaw that they have is they do not care about the waste. We will care about the waste and reduce the waste. And from that day onwards, 55, starting from 55 till 75, they did wonderful jobs, and by 75, Ford was approved in the American market, and Toyota entered the American market. And later, Ford had ordered for say around do you know connecting rod? If I say connecting rod, can you imagine? That is the thing from piston. You also remember that piston. From piston to next wheel, there is a link that is called as the connecting rod. Ford had ordered for say 10,000 connecting rods, and they had written a letter. 10,000 connecting rods are required. 3 defectives are acceptable. Like that, they had written. Defective means which have some flaws or some defects like that. Japanese prepared 10,000 connecting rods, and they also wrote a letter. We Japanese do not know English properly. We could not understand your letter. You had said asked for 3 defectives are acceptable. We have prepared 10,000 connecting rods. It was very difficult for us to produce 3 defectives. Anyway, for your convenience, we have packed them separately. They also wrote a letter. See, this is the mindset. Japanese say or see why there should be a defect. Americans see if we are producing 10,000, obviously there will be 3 defectives. It is acceptable. Japanese say why? That's what Toyota asked us. They are least bothered about wastage. We will concentrate on reducing the wastage. What if? That is the 6W. For everything they have the 6W. And Japanese excelled. Even though very small nation, almost devastated after World War II, but still they are in top 5 economy. So that is the reason. Okay. What if is informal speculation about how a given situation might be handled? Powerful question. See, every time wherever we write exam, we carry 2 pens. Why? What if 1 pen fails? We have been implementing this in our day-to-day life, but we never think about that. That's what I'm telling you. You need not worry an engineer during your first standard, but still you took 2 pens. Yes or no? Right? That's it. Okay. Analysis helps you to brainstorm risks and then explore solution. It opens the doors for creativity and opportunity. That's why always you should be ready with plan B, plan C, plan D. Okay. First cut problem statement. These 3 questions. Whenever you are writing a problem statement, what is the evidence that this is actually a problem? Remember that. Whenever you are writing a problem statement, is it really a problem? Is there any proof that that problem really exists? That is the first question. Second question, is your problem statement clear and understandable? And who have a stake in the problem? Is that clear and understandable? Third thing, is this really a problem statement rather than a solution statement? I will give you an example for this third one. Is there a problem behind the problem? There could be a problem behind the problem. That's what we call it as 5 why analysis. This 5 why analysis will help us to get into the root cause of the problem. Why this problem occurring? Some set. Why that problem is occurring? Why that problem is occurring? An example. Young people in employment training are not attending the training regularly. Your own problem. Am I right? Yes or no? Why? This is the problem. Poor attendance in the training. Why? Tell. This is not going to get leaked outside, don't worry. Why people, students like you, this is related to higher level of training. Even I know that this is the problem in student level also. Many of us do not want, even when I was a student like you, I also hesitated to attend the training program. Why? What would be the reason? Lack of interest. Okay, why? Okay, why lack of interest? Why boring? Huh? Tell. Tell. Doesn't matter. Tell. You do not listen. Why you do not listen? That's what I'm telling. When we go on asking this why, I will get to the root cause of the problem. So, okay, let us see that. What this case study has done. Lack of transport. Yes or no? That would be one of the reasons why we do not want to attend the training program. Timing of evening training sessions. Even the timing is also a problem. Yes or no? If it is not supportive to us, we hesitate to attend the training program. Lack of child care not for you. Maybe in future that could be a real case. Okay, coming to that child care, I give a wonderful case study. It happened in Wipro. Wipro is the pioneer in this case study. When Azim Premji was discussing about the poor attendance of the employees after 5 o'clock. How many people stay in the campus after 5 o'clock? You could see that just about 10% of the people stay after 5 o'clock. Why? First, why? The main reason, and 95% of the women employees told about, they are worried about the time, because women have their own problem. Taking care of the child, family, they have a big problem. And immediately Azim Premji suggested a solution. We will start a creche or a child care center in the company. They started. And they started not only after 5:30 or 5 o'clock. It started from 9 o'clock itself. Women or young mothers need not have to leave their children elsewhere. Take them to the company. Leave them at the child care center. Feed them whenever they find, and they were given breaks. Every 2 hours break. Go, feed your child, come back. People loved that idea. And remember, it improved the productivity by nearly 30%. Without extending the time, he did not extend the time, but within 9 to 5, they could see that the productivity increased by 30%. Why? The employees had a sigh of relief. Yeah, my child is just near me. If something goes wrong, I can rush back. So that kind of peace of mind helped the company to improve the productivity. So child care is a very big problem, and now that model has been adopted by almost every company. Every company has a creche or a child care center in their company. Okay? So no links to job outcomes. Is it not a real problem to you? Yes or no? Why you are reluctant to attend the training program? Many times, don't you feel that? Will it really lead me to a job? Yes or no? And whatever is taught in the class, same thing is taught in the training session also. Are you interested? No. Am I hitting the target? Okay. Second, why? Infrequent public transport, low car ownership, blah 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 blah, so many things. Do you get this? Root cause of the problem, go for one more wife. Do you get root cause? Go for one more wife. Now, normally it is observed that within 5 wives, we will get to the root cause of the problem. The moment we get to the root cause of the problem, giving the solution is just like this. Normally we do not explore like that and try to go for the final solution and get caught in the web. Instead, if I get to the root cause of the problem, then getting the solution is, as I said, should always think with new perspective, new interpretations, new boundaries. There should not be any boundaries, as I said. Go out of the boundary. Explore the entire thing. There should not be any boundary when you are writing the problem. Never inhibit yourself that you are a computer science engineer. Never inhibit that. First of all, don't think that you are an engineer. You are a human being. Problem will be around us. It could be in the college, it could be in the class, it could be in your locality, it could be in your house, it could be in your time, or it could be while traveling, it could be anywhere. While standing waiting for the bus, in the bus stop, you might have observed a problem. There could be a problem. You might have observed out of your curiosity. But you might not have thought that you could provide a solution to it. This is the right time. That's what I'm trying to tell. New directions and how might we, this is another important thing. As a human being, why PO6 program, or I don't know whether you really remember program outcomes? No? Okay. All of you are following OBE. What is OBE? Outcome based education. What is outcome? I will give you a simple answer for this. What is outcome? Messi scores a goal. Lionel Messi, half you know. Okay. Number 1 footballer, he scores a goal. Is it an outcome? Yes or no? Yes. How many of you say yes? How many of you say no? Is there anybody who says no? If you say no, you say no. No problem. Is it the outcome of the game? Is scoring the goal outcome of the game? No. Why? Huh? Winning the game. Okay. Is winning the game outcome of the entire thing? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. I say that no. You know why? There are just outputs, end results. There has to be a result, yes or no? Do you agree? Whether it is 90 minutes or extra time or whatever it is, it will be either loss or win or draw. It has to be there. If it is a final, there will be penalty shootouts. If you cannot decide in the penalty shootout, you have to go for the sudden death. And finally, there will be a result. Do you agree? Is it an outcome? No, it is just an output. Because it is evident. It has to be there. Then what is outcome? That he earns later, no? Out of advertisement. For every goal he scores, he wins the match or loses the match. Whether he wins or loses, will this end? No, that is outcome. You get my point? You are in the class, you have joined the graduation, you write the examination, you get the result. Is it the outcome? No. Whether you write the examination or not, there will be either pass or fail. That is the end result. That is an output. Then what is the outcome? Yes, job is one outcome. I do agree, because you are using your knowledge to gain something else, to get something else. That is outcome. How might we? This is outcome. How might we do differently? So that will give you an insight into a better solution. If you just say why, yes, it will give you a problem statement, root cause of the problem. How might we give a better solution? HMW. wonderful thing. We used to this, yeah, this one, yeah. Is it based on the research evidence? 4 questions here. Is it based on the research evidence? You are writing a problem statement. Is it a problem for you or is it based on a proper research? Is it positively worded, inspiring, compelling? Does it open up a myriad of possibilities for responding? Is it focused on outcomes? And see again, outcomes, not on outputs. That is the difference between output and outcome. Scoring a goal, passing the examination, they are all just outputs. And that is going to happen. At 4:30, bell is going to ring. Whether I want it or I do not want. That's an output. What is the outcome? What is that you do after this class? That is outcome. We should be more interested on that. Okay? Yeah, this is how might we use the microplastic. Okay, this is one case study. See, this is taken from Stanford. Stanford, how of you know Stanford University? 2 large number of top universities in the world. One is MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, not Manipur Institute of Technology. One is Massachusetts Institute of Technology and second one is Stanford. There is a huge difference between MIT and Stanford. A survey was conducted between the graduates of MIT and Stanford. After one batch of students were selected, around 30 here, around 30 there. After 20 years, they were explored where they are now after 20 years. People who are getting admission at MIT is very difficult, same as that of Stanford. After 20 years, where MIT people were there, Stanford people were 3 times better than MIT people. Even though Stanford is second to MIT. Only reason is that at Stanford, there is no placement department. People do not join Stanford to get employed. People join Stanford to become an employer. Whereas people join MIT to get employed. That is the difference. Okay? So this is a study of Stanford. How might we explore microplastics? What is a microplastic? Small things. That's why people say whenever you cut the milk packets, do not cut it completely. Okay? And because it becomes a very small fry, it cannot be recycled. It gets lost in the ground, and once it goes to earth filling, land filling, it starts disintegrating slowly, and when with rain flow, it gets added to the river and then to the ocean. And fish, other creatures consume that, and when we consume fish, it gets into our body. That's very dangerous. And one study has revealed, as of now, we have each one of us have more than 1 lakh microplastics in our body, even though we have not at all started consuming microplastics. Indirectly, we are doing that. In another 10 years, what would be the case? You can just imagine. Very horrible situation. A study. Now, this study was taken. How can I convert that microplastic, which is a problem, into an advantage? How can I make that? See, if I cannot avoid microplastic getting into ocean, if I cannot avoid it, how can I make it consumable? Can I make it a vitamin product for the creatures, aqua creatures? A study was conducted at Stanford. Okay, we will come to another 350 now, 345. I wanted to close 350 now. how many? I want 6. How many chairs I need? 3 plus 3. Okay, 6 people in a group. I want 6 of you to make a group. Let it be heterogeneous as per your choice. And now, today we are not going to think about any solution. Listen to me, please. Make group, can make group later. Think about that. See, what is required, what I am expecting is that make a problem statement. And we have discussed till now how a problem statement should be. All those things we have discussed. Okay. Make groups, come up with an optimum problem statement. And that problem statement will be taken up further. This is not the end, as I said. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. With this problem statement, we are going to end up with a solution. And that solution can be taken up by you as your final year project as well. That is the final goal what I have. As I said, I am not doing it for just for the sake of conducting. I am doing it with expected outcome. Okay, and with that as your final project, that can be taken up as your one of the incubating center as well, or you may become an entrepreneur if that product clicks. It's a long process, long journey. As I said, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not a Cinderella syndrome. Cinderella, you know, right? Pooh, like that, and everything changes. Not a Cinderella syndrome. Don't dream of Cinderella. Now, okay. Make a group as per your choice. As per your choice, make a group and discuss among yourselves. After at 4:15, one from each group should come and tell what the problem statement is. Am I right? Am I clear? Make groups quickly. Yeah, I have examples. It is displayed. 1 minute. 1 minute. Last bench. Last row. Please. 1 minute. See, remember, whenever one caution here, whenever you are writing the problem statement, be careful that, look at the first one. Water turnout in the northeast region in India has been significantly decreasing over the past decade, while other areas of the country continue to see increasing numbers of voters at the polls. Made a change, I think. Okay. Suppose this is the problem statement. Just this statement, if I add, continue to see increasing number of voters at the polls because of the education. If I add 2-3 words, because of education, what happens over there? That problem statement is giving solution itself. Yes or no? Because of education, other states of the country have increased the voters turnout. Then where is the problem? You educate northeastern region also. Yes or no? Your problem statement should not have any solution like that. Should be very careful over there. Have some examples, you can take them. Time taken to travel to college is more than the average time. That's a problem. This class, I am expecting only an optimum problem statement. That's all. Next class, there are 4 more stages. As I said, it's a long journey. Start. 5-6 people come together. If possible, if you have already made a project group, I request you that project group itself start discussing. As I said, if that clicks, that can be taken as your final year project. Let it be an heterogeneous group. Do it fast. You have time up to 4:15, another 20 minutes. Later, one member from each group should come and state the problem. Problem could be anything. It could be anything. As I said, don't restrict yourself. Don't. Don't restrict yourself to any one thing. As I said, treat it as a genuine problem. If you and you can take it for final year project. That should be your aim. How many groups are there? One. Girls, one group. Two. This is third group. You are in second. Second. Next group. That is one group. Here, how many groups? Five. That is six. Three make group. Six group. 3 and 3. 6. Here, two groups. 7 and 8. Here, 9 and 10. 10 groups are there. So 10 problem statements by 450. ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರೀರಿ. ಅದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೇಮ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ. The problem statement should be crisp, clear. You should not be running multiple lines. Don't use very simple words so that everybody can understand. Sit down. How should not respond on very well. How the moment you say how, then targeting the solution. Should state the problem. You are trying to give a solution. What is the problem? That problem should be stated here. Look what it is. For example, if I understand overly difficult on how to develop technologies to enhance the remote monitoring and delivery during global pandemic. If I have understood properly, during global pandemic, remote patients face the problem of accessing necessary treatment or something like that. If I understood your okay. This way, discuss it this way. Anybody? Ready? Why and really is first this one. See, these three questions you need to address very clearly when you write the problem. What is the evidence that this problem actually a problem? You have to make sure that yes, this is a genuine problem. Is your problem statement clear and understandable? That is the second question that you have to put yourself when you write the problem statement. Is this really a problem statement, or you are trying to provide a solution itself? These are the three questions that you need to address when you write the problem. I have corrected one or two here. Others Is that ready? Over. Now 3 more minutes. Then we will start with the presentation. Presentation is means one from the group should come and state the problem. That's all. Okay, we will whatever these groups. Ready? That is a problem. Increasing, okay, increasing energy consumption in water. Increase in, not increasing. Increase in energy consumption. Got it over? Okay, now let us go to the podium and read your problem. Who will be representing your
Hello everyone, my name is Varun. The problem which we are facing in our day-to-day life is not able to locate our college bus properly. Thank you.
Okay, because there are problem whether the bus has left the bus stop or not giving way, or that is their problem.
Afternoon, everyone. Our team problem statement is that Indian tourism places are not being explored properly.
Good evening. My team problem statement is no quality education for people with Down syndrome, mentally disabled.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. No food delivery in rural area. No food delivery in rural area.
No food delivery system in rural India, rural area. That is the problem. Next, one of you.
So the problem that we have found is about increase in energy consumption in our household.
So they are worried about there is a rapid increase in the consumption of energy at every household. That is the problem that they have identified. Next group. They are beta. Again problem. So
Inappropriate market system in a farmer's life. Why do you complete your statement and then repeat it? Inappropriate marketing system in farmer's life.
Good afternoon, everyone. Improper disposal of electronic devices.
Next, first English शुरू next, like that.
Emerging issues on developing technologies to enhance remote patient monitoring and healthcare delivery during global pandemics.
Challenges related to mental health and well-being. Young people face challenges related to mental health and
Good afternoon, everyone. Our problem statement is many young people face challenges related to mental health and well-being.
With this, we will call it a day. So next class, next Wednesday is internals, not possible. So as I said, this journey will continue. Okay, and I will speak with your HOD because halting that in one class or two classes neither helps you nor helps our purpose. So there has to be a proper outcome. As I said, if it is required, we will take it to even next semester as well. Okay. Thank you all for your patience hearing and kind cooperation. We will continue to meet. Thank you. Yeah, we go.
Everybody can be settled down. We're not done yet.
Can I get?
Why?
You have given out your valuable time. But you follow the
My job. What is this?
Silence, everybody. Yeah, silence, please. I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Dr. Venkatesh. A round of applause, everybody. Thank you for this enlightful session, sir. And at this moment, I invite Pooja ma'am to present a memento as a token of our appreciation. We also extend our gratitude to all the students and faculty who have joined here today for this session. Your presence adds immense value to disclosure. Thank you one and all. Hope you all had a great time.
Let's take it.